I'm back again, freaking man 51. I'm gonna open up 57 Bronx chests. I haven't been doing as good as I normally do. I usually get over 60, but it's just been some rough times. And speaking of that, I actually have a tip that I gotta remind everybody of. When you treasure hunt, the arrows are helpful, yes. However, the farther away you are, the more perfect the arrow is, because the arrows give general directions. So let's say you got a blue arrow, it's just pointing in the general direction. It's not giving you an exact direction from that property. So that's just a tip that you guys should know. I also have a complaint before we start. I want to know when you're in the comments what your thoughts on this are, but Upland wants to be as close to the real world in comparison as it can. And something that is annoyingly the exact opposite is having sends. Going to send from a property, you go in a random direction. Now, I'm pretty sure if I went to work by going outside my house and just walking in a random direction, I probably wouldn't be there on time. So, that annoying fact of having to sit there for 5 minutes trying to get your BE to go in the right direction is annoying, and not even at all close to how it works in the real world. In the real world, when you leave your house to go somewhere, you know what direction you're going, and you go the direction you want to go. Tell me if I'm wrong. Leave your comments in the comments, but let's get to it. So yeah, hopefully it's not glitched like yesterday, because that was terrible. To not know exactly if I got them all or not. Alright, we got one. Can't click that. That'll glitch it for sure. Now let's see if this one actually goes up. If it goes up, then I know for a fact that we're good on this one. Yep, we're good on that one. Okay, so now I'm not clicking the button. That's gonna break it. I'm pretty sure that's what broke it last time. Let's hope we get some good ones. Alrighty. See if I click this one, because I think I clicked that one already. We're gonna find out if it is glitched just because of the bulk chests. Yes, it is. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna zoom in and look for the small little chest like yesterday. Oh my god, the message is spamming now? It didn't do that yesterday. Maybe I should click it since it's already glitched anyway. Since you want to annoy me. By the way, that one was, if I'm right, yeah, I think I am. Nah, actually, maybe I'm not. I don't remember if that was the purple one or what. But I did get a purple chest that was just like the standard. I think that might have been it. But I don't remember exactly where it was. I actually think it was up here a little bit. And yes, the music is copyright free. Oh, guys, the new colors. Oh my gosh. I love these new colors. Like all these new colors. Oh my gosh, there's so many. Like, you could literally, oh wow, that's crazy. They're so small right now, I don't know why, but dang. But the new colors, I love them. I absolutely love the new colors. I think this shade of purple is pretty good. I'm also thinking about doing this more often, making these videos. I kind of wanted to get into something like this, so I'm going to try it and see how well it goes. I'm going to eventually intentionally go around until I get 100 chests, just to open 100 for you guys. I'm going to attempt to do that, to do as many as I can at some point, like as many as I can within the window allotted. By even if I have to buy properties when I run out of send, I will, because I feel like it would be awesome just to sit here and open hundreds of chests. And today, sadly, only got 1 spark chest. Also, some tips for you guys when you're treasure hunting. Some usable tips. Obviously, it's good to have a nice, well separated map spread out all over the place. The more properties you have, the easier it is to use less sends. And let's face it, if you have a good map, like a very big map, and you have a chest that is not near any of your properties to where it's at least red, it might be better just to skip it. And I say that for particularly if you're hunting for spark, and even just for hunting chests, because the more chests you get, the more chance you get of getting 500 and bigger values and whatnot, and more chance of spark. And that, let's say for the Bronx, it's 100 UPX, which is literally like 10 cents. I'm pretty sure the send itself is worth more than 10 cents. That's my personal opinion, but it's a good tip that know what you should go for, know what you shouldn't. See, ooh, yeah, nice 3,300, nice. Another good tip is do not pressure yourself to chase a competitive chest that's not near your properties. And I say, unless you have to, and I say that because, well, the competitive chests are usually gone pretty fast. You might be in an area that's slow at the moment, or people are on cooldown, and yeah, that's good. But you could end up spending more sends than is worth that chest, and it sucks when that happens. It really does. Another very, very good tip: unless you have to, do not use sends to get sends. If you want to max the amount of treasures you can get, you don't want to use a send just to get a send. I mean, sometimes it's good if you see sends near where the treasure probably is. Use that, get some sends. Use your own properties to get sends. Anytime you can, when it's close enough to your property, use the time available from the chest itself to sit there and actually try to get it to go in the right direction. Yes, we just discussed how bad that sucks. But to be honest with you, it's worth it. A lot of the time, I've had a lot of times where I've gotten chests and 0 sends, which is amazing. And because it gives me more chances to get more chests. And of course, you're going to get those times where you end up spending 3 because the arrows are so dumb. Because, like, with the arrows being general direction, when you have bigger properties and they're aiming through bigger properties, or it is on the bigger property, it might not have the exact direction. Oh, wow, we're doing good today. But the faster the red pulse, the more chances the arrow is correct. A lot of the times it is, the general direction is pretty dang close, but it could be very confusing sometimes where it's pulsating red and you jump down like a block or so and you're still not in the general direction. It sucks when that happens, but it does happen. So it's always good to use the time to your advantage when you're standard hunting. Obviously, with competitive hunts, you can't really use time to your advantage because there's other people going for that chest too. But when it's standard chests, you have 5 minutes to get that chest. So it's always good to try to use that 5 minutes to your advantage to lower the distance away from a property it is and to get a better idea of where that location is. And if your property is already red, you have a chance of getting it. But key thing to realize, do not go under 15 seconds in waiting for it to hit the chest location. And I say that because that's quite risky. You could end up losing the chest. You're supposed to get the chest the minute you send to a property. You're supposed to the chest is supposed to immediately spawn as you're traveling to it. It is my personal opinion. I'm pretty sure that's how it's supposed to be, and it does that most of the time. But there are a lot of times where it just doesn't, even after you've already gotten there for like a few seconds, and that can screw you right out of a chest. I've had it happen, and it sucks when it happens. So just forewarning that it can in fact happen. And those are just some tips that I got for you guys from my experience with hunting. I mean, I'm not the most experienced, I'm not the best out there, but I do pretty well. So, and hunting is definitely worth it. It might be expensive to make a map, but if you are capable of making a map, the best way to do it is to make a nice like formation around the whole city with a couple properties, so you have some areas you can go to get a general direction, and then build from there. Use the profits from chests and such to get another property in the right direction. And building a map can be useful by doing it by buying properties near where the treasure is located, because it gives you a more spread of where treasures land. Oh, I just had something on my mind that I was going to say. I had another thought. Oh yeah, when you're doing standard hunts, it's not as important, but it can be helpful. It's also helpful in competitive hunts. If you start yourself in the middle of the map before starting the treasure, like right around the middle, pick a property that is yours that you want to start at. The reason I say that is because it really does cut off a good chunk of the map because you started, let's say you start directly in the middle of the map and it tells you to go left. You just cut off left and up. You just cut off like the entire bottom corner of the map. So it saves you some time and effort of jumping to properties in an area that it's not. And it saves you a good distance. But those are just some tips from me, from my hunts. I'm not great at videos, but I figured after yesterday's, maybe I'd talk and have some words of wisdom from another player of Upland, rather than just sit in silence clicking boxes. I mean, you guys, anyone who watches and has any ideas, I'm open to having some more ideas of what I could do for you guys. Obviously, we all know I'm a sniper. I could do videos on sniping tips. Obviously, I'm not going to give you all the secrets to sniping or give you verbatim exact how-to video of how to do it. But I could definitely I'll definitely give people pointers and stuff like that, and give my personal tips to how to watch the market, because I've gotten pretty good at it. There will always be times where it's worth it to take a loss to actually turn that loss into more value. It's not always worth it. Sometimes holding far longer is better. In fact, if you can hold longer, it probably is better. But the exact opposite can also happen, to where if you hold too long, you end up losing a lot of value. Eventually in time, depending on how long you're willing to hold, things should go up in value, but sometimes it's better to take the loss now to get a win to make up for that loss and be able to continue from there. Those are just some tips on that matter that I can give you. I don't know how many more chests we got. I'm just still clicking. Hey, we're at 14 minutes today so far. I think yesterday was a little bit less, but we have more chests today. Uh-oh, I just lost. Oh, there it is. Doom, 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 doom. I also noticed that sometimes you'll have chests in like the exact same location. Like my last few sends, I found out that the chest was literally right next door to one of the properties I already got a chest at. And I'm like, bruh. Because I didn't think it would be that close, but it was. It was, in fact, very, very close. Oh, and guys, I think it's great. We can now choose addresses. That's a big step towards some more of an interesting matter of values in the game. Buildings just became one step closer to being even more valuable. I mean, they were already valuable, but they're undervalued right now because there's not much you can do with a building. But now you need a building for a house to call your residence. And that's a good thing. Now you have residences that is your home residence in the game of Upland. And to be honest, that's a good thing. And the reason I say that is because not only does that make houses more valuable, but it also makes nodes more valuable. Because now you have voting by community and everything like that comes from having a residence in the game. And that's a pretty unique thing, a unique advantage of having an actual house. Although, I do find it strange that the micro house is not as micro as it's made out to be. I mean, it in fact really did not fit on a property that barely could not fit one of the small townhouses. And when I looked at it and put it on the property, its width is exactly the same, almost exactly the same, if not more, than a small townhouse. So it's only micro in one factor. It's not micro in the width factor, it's micro in the length factor. So I wouldn't consider that quite micro. I'd just consider that a less lengthy house. And the other weird part about it is the max spark staking for that house is 24 spark. And that just makes me think to myself, what? Like, the max you can stake on the factory, which is a far bigger build and takes a lot longer, is 22 spark. What the hell? What is that? It don't make no sense. I guess maybe they want to get more houses into the metaverse for people to actually have home residences and such, maybe to get the voting in order and everything not. But still, to have a factory have a max staking requirement of 22 spark and have the micro smallest house in the game have a max staking of 24, it's like, bruh, seriously? That is just so weird. I think we might have gotten them all now. We're about to find out if we got them all. That was the only spark chest. So now let's refresh this real quick. I'm going to pause this so I can refresh without showing my login. Alright, so yeah, it looks like we did get all of the chests. I don't see any on City. I didn't see any on City Island today, I don't believe. There were a lot up in Alderton and Williamsbridge. I mean, normally there's quite a few, but there were a lot this time. Same with Morris Park. Morris Park was flooded with chests today. But other than that, it was a pretty dang good day. I think we did almost as good as yesterday, but maybe a little bit better in UPX wise, less good in Spark, which kind of sucks. But hey, you never know. You never know what you'll find in a treasure hunt. You guys have a good one. Peace.